President William Ruto has hailed the new government-to-government deal that will see importation of oil products into the country starting this month, with a 6-month grace period to pay. Ruto says the grace period will help resolve the country's demand for the US dollar that has put pressure on the country's economy for several years now. But even as the president celebrated the new system, questions abound over the transparency of the system that has turned from open tendering system to a limited scheme where 3 foreign companies were given leeway to appoint their preferred local dealers. Nimrod Tabu now reports.
The government-to-government oil deal between Kenya and the governments of the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia took effect at the start of this month. A deal that enables the country to procure oil from private companies in the two countries on credit, payable from 6 months. Speaking during the launch of the government's performance contract report among ministries and parastatals, President William Ruto expressed hope to Kenyans.
Today, as a country, we can buy fuel in Kenya shillings, something that many people never thought it would be possible.
The president said the commodity, which has for the longest time been bought using the US dollar currency, will now be bought using the Kenya shilling, bringing an end, hopefully, to the fuel price hikes experienced in the country whenever the Kenya shilling depreciates against the dollar.
Let me tell you that from this month of April, all our fuel marketers and all the people in that space, they will be able to buy our products, fuel products, in Kenya shillings. And it will remove pressure on our dollars. In fact, in the next 1 month or so, you will see dollars coming down, the exchange rate coming down in a very phenomenal way. In fact, in my estimation, in the next couple of months, the exchange rate will come below 120 shillings.
Ruto praised a group of his think tanks for what he termed as a master stroke in dealing with the fuel crisis once and for all.
Economic advisor David Ndii, Mohamed Hassan, Davis Chirchir, and the young man at EPRA. Those 4 gentlemen have done something phenomenal in our country. They have managed to put together a program that has taken us away from looking for $500 million every month to buy our fuel needs.
According to the deal, 3 oil exporters in the UAE and Saudi Arabia were identified to supply Kenya's oil demand through 3 local oil marketing companies. The government, through the Ministry of Energy, headed by Cabinet Secretary Davis Chirchir, identified the Emirates National Oil Company, ENOC, Saudi Aramco, and the Abu Dhabi National Oil Corporation Global Training, ADNOC, to supply automotive gasoline, premium motor spirit, and Jet A1. These 3 major oil producers consequently, and upon instruction from the Ministry of Energy, struck deals with 3 local companies, namely Gulf Energies, Oryx Energies, and Galana Oil Kenya Limited. Gulf Energy will import from ADNOC between 170,000 to 200,000 metric tons of automotive gasoline and another 80,000 metric tons of Jet A1 every month for a period of 9 months. Oryx Energies and Galana Oil Kenya Limited will import from Saudi Aramco between 160,000 and 180,000 metric tons of automotive gasoline every month, while from ENOC in the UAE, Gulf Energies will import between 250,000 to 350,000 metric tons of automotive gasoline every month for a period of 9 months. According to the signed documents, some of the petroleum cargo ought to have arrived in the country on Easter Monday, and the rest of it by the 5th of next month. There, however, have been concerns in the industry. Local oil marketing companies are already in court suing the government for locking them out of a previously open tender system. The 96 oil marketers listed as plaintiffs have sued the Energy Cabinet Secretary, the Attorney General, and the Competition Markets Authority before Justice Hedwig Ongundi. They claim that the government entered into this agreement outside the Public Procurement Act. The plaintiffs argue that the tender agreement of 1st April 2022 required open tendering system to be done once every 3 months for the importation of the petroleum products, and bidding would be done once a month, and any members of the interested party would participate in the bidding. However, the tender agreement between the Kenya government and its new partners now requires bidding to be done once every 9 months, which is equivalent to 270 days, thus eliminating the economies of scale that is brought about by the monthly bidding of the interested parties. The oil marketers have also taken issue with the Ruto administration and particularly the Ministry of Energy because under the new agreement, no party will be allowed to tender or participate in the industry imports once the agreements are signed. This means that for the next 9 months, the oil marketers will not have the ability to import fuel from abroad, but will be required to buy locally from the companies identified by government, that is Gulf Energies, Oryx Energies and Galana Oil Kenya Limited. It is on this basis that President Ruto now says that the oil companies will not require to pay for their stocks in US dollar. Instead, they will pay the 3 importers in the Kenyan currency. The importers will not need to pay their suppliers immediately, meaning the demand for dollar will be postponed for up to 6 months.
And these are outstanding actions of public servants who are contributing towards what our citizens are expecting.
Analysts say this is a strategy by the government to afford its foreign debt obligations, given that 49% of the country's debt is in foreign currency, majorly in dollar. Many in the oil industry have also scrutinized the tender documents, saying there is little that shows that this is a government-to-government arrangement. 3 companies that have entered into agreement with Saudi Aramco, ENOC and ADNOC are not government-owned. Also, the tender document gives no assurances that once the oil products land in Kenya, they are likely to be cheaper. Critics have also argued why the government was hiring privileged foreign firms to undertake a job that can be done by local importers. Nimro Tabu, Citizen TV.